We begin our practice today in child's pose. The knees come to the outer edges of the mat, the toes touch. We bring our hands to the top of the mat, palms down. Inhale, exhale, sink back into the hips. We use our child's pose today to draw the awareness to the tip of the nose and follow the inhale. Observe the pause and follow the exhale. We begin to transition now to tabletop pose. The shoulders are stacked above the wrists and the hips are stacked above the knees. The belly button is zipped into the spine, and then we begin to move in big circles. We change direction of the circles now. We come back to our tabletop posture now and we set up circle of 8. We imagine an 8 in between the hands and we begin to trace the 8 using our shoulders. Our belly button is tucked in towards the spine. Once we are comfortable with our movements, we begin to hang the head and soften the neck, stretching out the shoulders, neck and trapezius muscle. We come back to a static tabletop posture now. We might move our knees closer to our wrists as we draw the 8 down now to the knees, and we begin to trace the number 8 with our hips very slowly and mindfully. We come back to our tabletop and prepare for cat-cow posture. With the belly button zipped in towards the spine, on the inhale we draw the head and neck upwards and dip the back. On the exhale we hang the head, heavy head, soft neck and arch the spine. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Once comfortable with the posture, I invite you to close your eyes and to move with your own breath. Up with the inhale, down with the exhale. If it's available to you, we bring ourselves to a tabletop posture to switch around our hands so that our wrists face forward. We then ease back into our cat-cow movement, but we also bring the knees closer to the hands to take the strain away from the wrists. When comfortable, we close down the eyes and on the inhale, lift the head. On the exhale, relax the head down. We come back to tabletop posture. We squeeze the belly button into the spine and draw the chin down towards the chest to have a very straight spine before we begin our balancing tabletop movements, leg only. We begin with the right leg, very mindful to keep the toes of the right leg pointing downwards when the leg is fully extended. We now change sides using the left leg. We transition back to tabletop position and we begin to move with the arms one at a time. First the right. The palm of the hand is facing inwards towards the head. We now switch up and work with the left arm. We transition from tabletop to a standing forward fold. On the inhale, we come up to a standing posture, mountain pose. With our feet firmly touching the ground, we inhale, draw the hands up and exhale, fold forward. The hands come to the knees, we lengthen out the spine and come back to standing. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Bring the hands to the knees, lengthen the spine, chin to chest and come back to standing. Exhale. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to knees, halfway lift and come back to standing. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to knees, extend the spine and come back to standing. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to knees, extend the spine, come back to stand. And now we'll move through a few shoulder movements. Inhale, reach, exhale, fan hands down. Inhale, reach, exhale, arms down. Inhale, reach up, exhale, down. Inhale, up, exhale and down. We begin to move our arms in circular motions so that we can strengthen and create flexibility within the shoulders. We move forward and then backwards. And one more basic sun salutation. Inhale, up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, come back to standing. Exhale. We bring ourselves back down to the mat and we'll transition into melting heart pose. The knees are together, the legs are together, and we bring our hands to the top of the mat. Inhale and exhale, sink back down into the hips. The head and the neck are completely relaxed here. Melting heart, stretch to the right hand side. We use piano fingers to walk the hands to the right hand side until we feel a lovely stretch in the left baby finger all the way down to the side body. Inhale, flatten the hands. Exhale, fold back into the hips. Our fingers come to piano fingers again, and we walk the hands back to the center. Inhale, flatten the hands. Exhale, sink back into the hips. And our fingers come to piano fingers again. We walk the hands to the left hand side until we can feel a lovely stretch from the baby finger in the right hand all the way down to the right side body. Inhale, flatten the hands. Exhale, sink back into the hips. Our fingers come to piano fingers again. We walk back to center, flatten the hands on the inhale, on the exhale, sink back down into melting heart posture. And if it's available to you, we bring the hands behind the back now, clasp the hands and give ourselves a little shoulder stretch by reaching up towards the ceiling softly and gently without any strong force. We then draw the belly button into the spine and press the knees into the mat so that we can lift up to a seated posture on the knees. Let the hands and shoulders relax. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, melting heart posture. Draw the hands back behind the back, clasp the hands, shoulder stretch. Inhale, lift to seated posture and relax the hands. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, melting heart posture. Draw the hands behind the back, clasp the hands, reach for the sky, shoulder stretch. Inhale, come to seated posture, relax the hands down. And we bring ourselves now into a seated posture with the legs in front of us. We'll transition now to caterpillar posture. It's important that the legs are active. We press out through the heels, point the toes, and inhale, lift the hands to the sky to straighten out the spine, and exhale, fold forward to a posture that is challenging but yet comfortable without pain for the coming few moments. And we begin to lift the head, lift the neck. We walk the hands back up the legs until we come back to a seated posture. We transition now to seated, wide-legged forward fold. We open out the legs just until you feel a little pinch in the inner thighs. We press through the heels, point the toes, inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Again, in this posture, we are not pushing or forcing. We're simply folding forward from the hips to the position that's available to us and to our edge. Slowly now we begin to lift the head and the neck. We walk the hands mindfully back to the body. We take the right leg, we bend at the knee, and we place the sole of the right foot to the inner thigh of the left leg. We inhale, straighten out the spine, and exhale, fold forward. We're transitioning now into head to knee forward bend with the right knee bent. Slowly we lift the head and neck, we walk the hands up the leg back to the body, and we switch legs. The sole of the left foot presses in against the inner thigh of the right leg. We inhale to lengthen out the spine and exhale, fold forward. And gently now we come out of the posture, head and neck, we walk the hands back to the body. We come to a seated posture with the knees bent, and we prepare ourselves now to lower ourselves onto our back. On our back now, we raise the knees up towards the chest and give them a little hug. We can massage out the lower back by moving the knees in little circles to the left and to the right. We prepare ourselves for a reclined pigeon pose. We take the right leg and we place the outside of the right foot onto the left knee. We come out of this posture very carefully by taking the right leg in our hands and lifting it off the left leg and placing it down to the mat. We now draw our knees up towards the chest and move the knees in little circles to massage out the lower back. And we move into reclined pigeon with the left leg now. The outside of the left foot hooks onto the inside of the right knee. We open out the hip and then relax back into the posture. And slowly, mindfully, we come out of the posture. We lift the left leg and bring the knees into the chest for a little hug and for a few little circles to relax out the lower back. Preparing for bridge, we draw the heels up towards the fingertips. If we can touch them, that's great. If not, we bring them as close together as possible. The palms of the hands are flat on the mat, and as we inhale, we lift the pelvis up to the sky, pressing through the heels and squeezing the glutes. We then lower down vertebrae by vertebrae to the mat. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. We massage our neck by gently rolling the head left to right, right to left. A soft and gentle movement. And we now find the nearest wall and we set up our bodies for legs up the wall posture. So we'll hook our heels or our feet onto the wall there, straighten up the legs, get nice and comfortable and release into the posture. And very carefully we come out of legs up the wall posture. We bring ourselves to a laying down position on the mat. Squeeze the knees to the chest, lift the forehead to the knees and drop away the shoulders. We can do this a few times before we extend the legs, extend the arms, get nice and comfortable. Take an inhale through the nose and an exhale as you release into Savasana.